First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
So we start off by talking about football. This is going to be a good one tonight.
It shouldn't be a rough one. It's an early prediction, but yeah, Buena. Kudos to a hard-fought game last week with the number one ranked Marana Tigers. I mean, they came in there, they fought it, they were leading going into the fourth quarter. Marana put it together. Marana's actually came back 3 times this season and won in the fourth quarter, even though they're a number one ranked team. Buena falls to that. But Coach Thomas made a statement. Even though it wasn't a win, they made a statement. So tonight they come back home, and they're taking on Sunnyside. I had to think about it for a minute. Sunnyside Blue Devils. Sunnyside sitting at 2-6, I believe it is. Not a good season for Sunnyside. Buena will have a running clock by third quarter. Should be a quick game tonight. Should be all Buena. And then next week they're back here home again for their season closer, and that's with Cienega Bobcats. Cienega, again, not a real strong team. Always been the competitor that's knocked Buena out. This year, I think you're going to see the home closer. Buena's going to take the final victory in the season. I think they're going to end the season 8-2. Amazing. Hopefully get a home playoff game, so we'll see what happens there. But good luck to the Colts. Amazing season. We predicted that going into it. And I also want to give a shout-out to Bisbee. Bisbee won the regional champ. The regional conference champs in their division. But what's amazing about that, you're saying, okay, Sheriff, they won the region. They have not won the region since 1963. 60 years ago. So Bisbee wins their regional champs. It's a big thing for them. They've had an amazing year. They're sitting, I believe, 8-1. Their final closers tonight. They should win that with no problem. And the end of the season 9-1 and go into the playoffs. They're ranked number 6 in the playoffs. They will have a home field game, so playoff game. So good. Kudos to Bisbee and Benson, Tombstone, Wilcox still have a chance. Let's see if they can pull it off tonight and get into the playoffs. So a lot of exciting football tonight.
And tomorrow is the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride, and you still can get tickets online, and there's going to be some great raffles. Tell us about the charity ride that is tomorrow.
It is, and this is our 12th annual charity ride. Again, we're giving out $10,000 to many organizations in need. Just Kids, Inc., Cochise Serving Veterans, the Benson and Douglas Shop with the Cop. Those are programs where all state, local, and federal law enforcement comes together. We've added those into our charity ride just to help our kiddos county-wide, and so that's a big one I'm very happy with. Hero Paws and Wilcox Quarterback Club, which helps all sports up in the Wilcox area. So again, we're very excited to be able to do this again, thanks to our community, thanks to our partners, Ed Morris Automotive, and also Berg Enterprises. Teddy Morris will be here tomorrow, riding in the ride, the new owner of Morris Automotive, and then Tyler Berg. Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow, too. I got to give him a call today. But thank you for both of them for being a partner, and thanks to all our community sponsors to make this happen. When we're able to give out $10,000 to those organizations in need and help our community a little bit better, that's pretty impressive stuff.
And the ways you can help is, of course, you can go on the charity ride. But if you're not interested in going on the charity ride, you can still buy a ticket just to help out. That's a good way to donate. But you can also get in on the raffles, whether you ride or not.
And the raffles, they have toolboxes, safes, MacBooks, grills, you name it. I think each raffle is worth $500 or more, and just a lot of exciting stuff going on tomorrow. And like you say, Greg, you don't have to do the ride to do the raffles. Come on out and jump into the raffles with us, and just come out and meet your law enforcement. There'll be a bunch of us out there. We're going to pull out about 8 o'clock in the morning from Morris Automotive on Fry Boulevard, right next to the GM dealership there. We'll pull out at non-sanctioned, of course, head down the boulevard, and away we go. So you can have your side-by-sides, you can have a Jeep, you can have classic cars, a motorcycle. Come on out. There's different routes for different events, and it's a lot of fun.
Get your tickets online now at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. That's cochise.az.gov/sheriff.
And welcome to November 1st. And to all of the teachers out there and the parents, good luck in dealing with Halloween hangovers.
Yeah, Halloween hangovers are today. They've had their sugar rush from last night, and they're still going to be indulging in it this morning. They are.
They are. It's like a hair of the dog, but then you send them to school or something, and then
Mom, Dad,
luck.
No more candy.
Yes.
Okay. And but I was out last night. I went to a couple of different events last night with watching the kiddos, and it's It was packed. There were the Service to Park, the city event they put on. Then you look at some of the neighborhoods that are very prominent for giving out candy. It was a lot of people, but everybody was behaving. I was coming through one neighborhood, and there was 5 motorcycles, and they were getting a little froggy. And I was like, they looked over, okay, come on, and they mellowed out. But everybody did very well, and because we want to have a safe night. And I don't think I've heard of anything that happened bad last night. Hope I'm right on that, not wrong. So again, thank you to everybody out last night for your driving, for keeping the kiddos safe.
And also, we won something in Douglas on Halloween.
We did. So Douglas, we do trunk and treat, something the Sheriff's Department's been doing for many years. And so we won. They did their theme is Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine. And so we got first place down there. So and I just want to give a shout-out to Sergeant Davison, Veronica, Selena, Alejandro, Art, Estrada, all our folks that live in that area that support their community. They did a car show last weekend and raised over $3,000 for different events, community events, giving back to the community. And then last night again. So again, they're helping their community. They're becoming a household name down there on behalf of the Sheriff's Office. So thank you to all you that did that last night.
I'm just going to make a side note mention, too, as far as first place, biting the bullet. The Dodgers won the World Series, so good on them.
I knew you could get that in there.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to
Sorry,
get that in there.
just had to get that in there. Sorry. So thank you so much for everybody paying attention to sports, whether they're local or national. So there we go. And you've been really, really busy this week with having people come from news organizations and talking to you about things on the border. So CBS National News was here.
They were. And let me give a caveat on that. And we do. We haven't, and you both know, though, being outreach PIOs, is the fact that media, local, state, foreign, I say foreign because Denmark, Japan, I mean, you name it, French, they're all just all over us right now on elections, on border, on different topics, and it just takes your time. And so I want to thank my team for stepping up, you guys, both you and Grady, for just being there and helping out, kind of organize. We want to be transparent. We want people, we have no secrets here. There's no secrets to what we do, and we want to share it that way, but it's busy. And CBS National, for example, aired 5 times last week for different events. So it's going on in Cochise County, and then I filmed with them this week, and for election night, just for different things. And I don't want to be, like I shared with them, I don't want to be a commentary. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about our realities. But beyond that, no, I work for the Cochise County Sheriff's Office, and then I had a good talk with the producer from CBS. But either way, I love being the sheriff here, and that's my goal. It's not journalism, and not good at it, as you all can hear me speak today. But the bottom line is a lot of media requests, and we do our best to get that information out.
And also, the grand opening of the Border Center was this past Monday, and I would call that a big success.
I'd call it a huge success. And we had 150 to 200 people, but we had I'll use their words, a lot of juice in the room. And you look at, I don't remember who said that. I don't know who said it, but we had the Attorney General from Arizona, we had the governor from Arizona here, we had pretty much every director from the feds, from ATF, DEA, HSI, I mean, you name it, they were in the room. We had our police chiefs, Chad from Tucson PD, we had some sheriffs. I mean, again, if everybody was there to embrace an innovative project, and that is the first of its kind that I know of anywhere in the country that's actually addressing border crimes on the border, state, local, and federal, working shared authorities, shared mission. And it's 100-some people work in and out of that building, either on a part-time basis, temporary basis, or a full-time basis to address any crime nexus to the border. And I want to thank the state of Arizona, especially Governor Ducey. He made this a reality for us. Matt Gress, our local state reps, Gail, Dave, and Loopy, for all their work on this. Everybody stepped up to make this happen for us, and so it was nice to actually do the ribbon cutting. A big shout out to Captain Tim Williams and John Jurdy that are overseeing that project and the money flowing in and out of that, to include Rosa Lopez, our project manager, to help put the building together, and both of you guys. I want to thank you, especially you, Carol, putting that event together. Everybody thinks it's so easy, and it's not. And I want to thank Cochise College. We use a lot of their resources to make sure that we can make this happen. So, JD, you and your team over there at Cochise College, thank you, too.
And you also met with the FBI director, Jose Perez.
Yeah, he just came in. I think it's from D.C. Jose Perez is the special agent in charge for Arizona. So he just got here, and I had met him at another meeting I was at. I just didn't realize who he was. But so we spent the day together, and he had a good day. Adam Cushman, our local supervisor for FBI office, we spent the morning together. Chris Heiser came over in the morning, and then the agents and I went out and just did a little tour of the community and talked about challenges, talked about what's going on, and the partnership, and then we popped a DUI, which is part of my traffic stop, and I'll wait on that one. So, but we had a good day, but anytime you have people in suits and you're out on a traffic stop, there's something that doesn't seem normal. And I told them that. I said, you guys got to step back. You're going to scare my public. Step back. You're in suits. So, but we had a good day.
And also, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about Dr. Phil did an interview with you, and that is now available to watch.
It is available to watch. It's on Merit, M-E-R-I-T, space TV, Merit TV. Now, we had a very good interaction with Dr. Phil. When he asked, hey, will you do this show about border? We said, sure. So Sheriff Lamb out of Pinal and myself, and there were some other people involved in it. I watched the first night of it, and it was good. You got to go on to Merit TV. It's a free app. He bought his own network, Dr. Phil. There's like 20 million viewers, but I understand. Don't hold me on the fact on that one, but somebody told me that. But either way, it was a way to expose, again, just another avenue. Everybody has different likes and dislikes when it comes to their media. If you don't like the Dr. Phil, don't watch it. I mean, not being a jerk there, but if you like it, then hopefully you like the show. And because it wasn't politically based, it was, here's what we're dealing with. Here's the examples. And, shows my deputies in a foot pursuit. Shows Pinal County, their deputies dealing with enforcement all the way through. So, again, I thought it turned out really well, but there were some critics on it. I don't watch that show. Why would he be... Really? I mean, so again, it's just welcome to our world right now. Things are a little tense with the election. They're very intense, and I think it's important we talk about the elections, and that a lot of media wants to talk about that right now.
They definitely do.
And just so everybody knows, the state has a hotline. They have an ops center, intel center for elections, especially on election night, in case there's any issues in the state. We've been involved in that. We've been updated on that. We've had discussions on it on behalf of your Arizona sheriffs and the Attorney General's office. Our team here, listen, if something happens, we'll be ready for that. And I will say that any interference or any fraud or criminal acts toward elections, it will be handled. I promise you that. There is no avoidance on that. We want the ability for people to vote. Whether you like the way they vote or not, it's irrelevant. They have their right to vote under democracy.
And this is a pet peeve of a lot of people, but the roads on 90, 92, how fabulous those are if you're off-roading every single day. So it appears that the weather is not conducive to doing work right now, so you're going to see that be put on hold a little bit.
And that's controversial, and I won't say who said it to me, but there's some controversy on that, because they say, well, we can't be down there working right now. And if you saw the Service to Herald about a week and a half ago, they had an article on this road. But the most telling statement in that article, and we've been waiting how long? 2 years, maybe, on this road. It's been a slippery slope of erosion since then. And everybody keeps saying it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And no fault to Mayor McCall or the city council or any city staff. This is an ADOT state highway. And I'm just going to say this, and it's going to sound horrible, not to our ADOT workers that work within our communities. They understand it probably better than anybody. It's the leadership in Phoenix. Let's just be real. In that last statement, and I'm surprised that people didn't read the whole article, said, heck, I'm not reading this, I'm frustrated. But the last article, the person from ADOT made the comment, if he said it, was all printed, it says, everybody needs to be patient. We'll have it done by Thanksgiving or Christmas of 2025. Now, I hope I'm saying that right, because it's coming from my memory. But the bottom line is, more or less, just wait another year.
Yeah. Deal with it.
Deal with it, yes. And I'm thinking, wow, I cannot believe that was not a headline. Seriously. Shame on it. Shame on the leadership of ADOT. Maybe that director or them, and so I'm sure somebody may call you. The sheriff called you out. I am calling you out, because we had a motorcycle crash the other day. Got in those ruts. And I mean, just a liability, and just if you come to visit and you drive on that road. I had some visitors. I can't remember who they were. But they were new to the area. They came down. They flew in, like one of our Borders to Backyard programs. And we're hitting that road, and they're like, hey, Sheriff, your road's pretty rough. I said, it's part of that Western theme that we like to promote here in Cochise County. It's embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing to be. I expect this out in the county somewhere in some of our roads when you go up in the mountains or something like that.
Unimproved roads.
Yeah, your unimproved, unmaintained roads, but not in your downtown cities. And so, again, I was just so disappointed. Now they're not going to start till March of 2025. Did you notice the article? At the earliest. Doesn't mean they're starting in March. But as we know, we've seen the ribbon cut on this how many times?
Yes.
And nobody runs. So don't get, and again, take the last statement as probably the most real statement, and that is they'll be done before a year from now, Thanksgiving and Christmas of 2025. I could not believe when I read that. I'm thinking, man, that should have been the headline and not the conclusion.
And you visited the academy yesterday.
I did. I stopped by the academy. So if you're out for a ride, or you have a student that goes to Cochise College, or you yourself go there, and you pull in there, and you see all this police activity, that is training. We have our police academy there, and the president, J.D. Rottweiler, and I were out yesterday for lunch, and we came back through the campus, and because we have the new dorms going up over there. Kudos to J.D. and his team over there. We have a new shooting range, which is going to be open mid-December. Both they're going to have an opening ceremony for both of those. I remember just not long ago we were turning the dirt. Now think about that for a second. They got the grant. Less than a year ago, we were turning the dirt with golden shovels, and now both buildings are come to completion in less than a year. But we can't get pavement on a highway.
Right.
Think about that. It's just very upsetting to that. But so we're coming through there, and they had their live role play scenarios. Grady, you were part of that, and so you got lights on, you got people, and all the safety measures, the cones are up. But if you don't know there's a police academy there, you come there. Wow, what's going on over here? And Grady, I saw you laying in the dirt yesterday as a role player. I'm going, what are they doing to Grady? And so again, if you go, yes, and I said, I told JD, I said, I want Grady's job. He goes, what do you mean? I go, he had to lay on a blanket all day and let people talk him out of what he's doing or what he's not complying with. It was pretty neat to see, and maybe share your experience on that, Grady, how that worked.
Well, what's really cool about that is these students or recruits are learning the situations that could pop up in their life. So they're all like set up scenarios, and we go as a role player. You have to do A, B, and C. You can't just like start having, can't improvise.
Right.
So you're going through your paces, but maybe you're getting pulled over for DUI. In this case, I was a guy that shot a cop, and they had to deal with me, and the cop was bleeding out. So I mean, there's so many different things that you just might encounter, and they put the recruits through this, and it's interesting to see how each one is different. They handle it different. Some of them are nervous, some of them seem confident, and there's just all levels. It's amazing.
It is, but at the end of the day, we're training them how to address difficult situations.
Absolutely.
And I watched a couple of the scenarios yesterday, and I was impressed. Putting tourniquet on a wounded officer, disarming a suspect. I mean, you name it, but it's just a shout out to have our own academy here in partnership with Cochise College Service Police Department. There's something to be said for that. And thanks to Chief Heiser, thanks to JD again, and all the teams within that make it happen every day. And Sergeant Guy Hudson, our sergeant that runs it over there, and Dr. Brooks, everybody just coming together to make a reality and having our homegrown become law enforcement officers.
And before we get to your stop of the week, I do want to hit the charity ride one more time because it is tomorrow. We've been talking this up, so we want to make sure everybody's aware of where to get the tickets and who this is benefiting.
Well, let me say this about the charity ride. We had, I think it's important to hear, going back to scams too. Be careful with these scams. So somebody actually got on this site. We have so many tickets. You can go on site, and they have so many free ones. Somebody locked out our site for all the tickets. They took every ticket. I don't know if you guys even know about this. So we had to go in there, because if you went on there, it shows full. There's no more tickets, and they did it just to be a jerk. I hate to say it like that. And so we had to go back and reset the whole system, because they shut our system down more or less. So be careful on that when it comes to these scams. People are out there scamming people every day, and I hear it. I just shake my head on that. But the charity ride, we have tickets, and so if you checked on when it looked full, it's not. It's not. We're still taking tickets on there. But it's a great event. It's tomorrow. What time do we got to be there, Grady? Is it 7 o'clock they start pulling in?
Yep, they'll start lining up about 7 or 8. If you've already got your tickets, you go through the line, and then you just park your vehicle, getting ready for the mass exit.
Yeah, side-by-sides, Jeeps, off-road vehicles, motorcycles, and they got different routes. Come on out there. Classic cars. So if you got a nice classic car, bring it out and go for a cruise. And you don't have to do the whole ride. You can stop in Tombstone if you want. Say, okay, I'm as far as I want to go. I'm going to get my breakfast, heading back. I mean, you don't have to. You're not compelled to do the whole ride. But this event, $50,000 go to charities, $10,000 a piece. And I'll say it, Just Kids Inc. do so much for kids. Cochise serving veterans, our vets out there. Excuse me, Benson and Douglas Shop at the Cop, our kiddos. Here's Paul's at Wilcox Quarterback Club, which helps kids play sports in Wilcox. Again, we got raffles, you name it. It's going to be a great event, but come on out there anytime after 7 o'clock tomorrow. 8 o'clock we pull out for
Procession.
Procession or exit procession.
Yes.
Yes, I was going to say exit. Yes, good. So it should be a great day. Just come out and just say hi to us. That we like when people do that too.
And tickets are available now at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. There's more information on times and everything you need there. www.cochise.az.gov/sheriff.
And if you want to reach out for anything else, you can also give us a call at 520-432-9500. So how about your stop of the week?
Yeah, I had my 2 FBI friends with me, and we're coming down 90, coming back into Sierra Vista. And I look in my rearview mirror, and I see this car just come up on me. It was coming, and I'm like, and it just kept coming, and I even told the agents in the car with me, I said, listen, I think this guy's going to hit us. And he came so close to hitting us. I mean, he almost made it a reality. So he's right on top of him. He's right on my bumper. And we have a safety distance, safe distance for stopping. And he had violated that rule. And so he shot and went around me on the right and took off as we're coming into by Vista Village out there on 90. Shot around to the right and took off, accelerated, and then cut back into the inside lane. No turn signal, just cut through traffic, right, boom, and took off. So I told the agents, again, they're wearing their suits because they're federal, and I said, tighten up your suits, here we go. So I end up stopping him, and I walked up to the passenger side because we're on a state highway there. It's safer for us. If you see cops do that, don't be surprised. We don't get hit. And I walked up and explained to him who I was, and then I could just smell the dope coming out of the car. You could just smell it. And so I get his information from him and gave me an ID because his driver's license. He's supposed to get another one because I guess law enforcement took that for another DUI. So and I said, listen, I can smell drugs coming from this car. Yeah, I know. At least he was honest. And long story short is, and he had folks, let me say this to you. If you get prescription drugs or you have drugs over the counter or whatever you have, and again, especially, and they're legal, keep them in their container. You have to by law. You have to by law. And if not, it raises suspicion, especially with a drug-infested world of prescription pills out there. We found a prescription bag full of white pills in the bag, in a Ziploc bag. That raises the interest of any law enforcement officer. There's about 20, 30 pills in there, and his definition of what they were didn't make a lot of sense to us. But now we seize those, they go to the lab to verify what they are. There's a new product coming out of Douglas right now. It's called pink cocaine. If you want to go online, take a look at that. It's the scary stuff right now. These pills are white with pink coming through. Again, I'm not saying they're illicit. This time we'll find out when the lab gets the toxicology back on it. But long story short, we got him in the car, and he ended up getting arrested for DUI again. So please, folks, whether it be alcohol or any legal or illicit drug, if you're driving a car and you're impaired to the slightest degree, you're going to go to jail for DUI. Officer Paul Clark from Sierra Vista Police Department assisted me on the stop. I want to give him a shout out. Thank you, Paul. This guy was induced under drugs, so that's why he went to jail. So just because you can't, and marijuana's another one. Let me throw this out there. We're seeing this a lot. You can't smoke marijuana in a car. That is DUI in most cases. You got to show impairment. We in law enforcement have to show impairment. But if you're out there smoking dope, don't get behind the wheel of a car. I can just tell you right now, we're stepping up our enforcement game on that. We're training our officers, our deputies, and troopers. We're prepared for that because we see that's a new trend. So please, drive safe, slow down, be patient, and hopefully we can save some lives.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Grady, Carol, thank you so much, and all the kiddos out there with the Halloween hangover, good luck today in school. Stay calm. All right, have a great week, everyone.
First Watch on KWCD Country, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.